What's up, fam? It's Voo's Views, and I am back with the naked truth. Every Wednesday, 8:30 p.m., I have my longtime friend, co-host from back in the day. We've been through the trenches between nothing but the truth to now, then we were on two different stations. Shouts out to Mike Johnson. Shouts out to Simon. SFM. Mocha. Mocha Mix Radio. She is in the.
Yes.
How long do we go back, Mocha? I've lost count.
Gosh, maybe 14 years.
Is it 14?
It's so long ago. It was when Atlanta was the real Atlanta. It had to be like 14, 15 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
It's been a long time. It's been a long journey.
Well, I'm happy to have you back on tonight.
I'm happy you asked me to come. Of course.
Yeah. We thank you to technology. We can do this now. You can be in the comfort of your own home. I'm in my home, and we're on, two different parts of the planet. Shouts out to all the viewers. When you guys get here, please comment. We thrive off of your energy, so don't be shy. Yeah, we hear from you guys. What city are you in? Where are you at? Let us know you're here. Give us some hearts. If you haven't liked this video yet, please like it, share it, because we have some things we're going to get into tonight. And I have got some good things. The good, bad, and the ugly truth about things that women wish men knew.
Wow.
And I think, yeah. And Mocha, you always keep it 100. This is what I love about you. So tell the audience, like people that aren't familiar with you and where you're from.
Originally from the DMV, the Washington, D.C. area. Of course, if you're not, I'm born and raised in D.C. Moved to Atlanta maybe 2004. Got married, moved out, crossed the water, and beach and sunset every day. It's great.
The whole time when we did our show together, you were not married.
I wasn't.
So how do you like being married?
I love being married. What I love the most about being married is that I just have a partner. Mm-hmm. I just have a partner. Whether I wake up, I'm dry in the face, my breath smells a little bit. It doesn't matter. It's just a partner, somebody that's there for you. You're there for them. You guys, agree to disagree. You come to a medium, and then life moves on. It's great.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
You deserve to be happy. We all deserve to be happy, right?
Yeah. But you first have to be happy with yourself.
Oh, damn.
Nobody can make you happy. People can just come through, and then, that happiness goes a little further up, but you have to make your own self happy, and then you become happier with that person. If you want a partner, everybody doesn't want one, but if you want one, that's the first step. You have to make yourself happy first.
Did you ever think that you would end up getting married? Was it something that you knew in your heart you would eventually, be married one day?
I mean, I was engaged twice already. So I always wanted to be married. And marriage is not for everyone, right? But for me, I wanted to be married. But I wasn't ready those 2 times, right? And I'm saying I wasn't ready. I was not ready. It looked like I was ready. It felt like it, but in deep down, I really wasn't ready. I wasn't mature enough. I just really wasn't ready. So I had to prepare myself for my husband. Like, I was in therapy for 18 months. True story. I stopped dating. I wasn't going out. COVID hit. I just became like everyone else. But when the world started opening back up, I didn't go back into that world. I kind of just sat still and kind of just wrote some affirmations, things I really wanted, but I was really intentional about it. So, maybe long ago, I was like, oh yeah, I want him to be 6'3". He has to be fine. He has to do this and that. And then it was like, that's not really being intentional. So I said, I wanted somebody that cared about me, that loved me to the core, that would prioritize me. So those are intentional things. And once I started being intentional with my words, what I was saying, what I was writing down, boom, here we are, married.
You know what? No idea. The therapy and all of that. Good for you.
Yeah, with therapy, then I decided it's just my journey. I just decided not to date. It's Atlanta, right? Atlanta is a big city with a lot of beautiful people, right? But I found myself being a serial dater. You know, you have a date on Monday, Charles on Friday, you're seeing so-and-so on Saturday in the day, Saturday night, it might be so-and-so, and then you start being in this cycle. And the cycle wasn't producing anything for me. The cycle was just a cycle. I just felt like I was in rotation because everybody else was on rotation too, right? So I'm like, oh yeah, it's Wednesday, maybe he'll see me today, rotation kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got to stop dating. I'm not really getting what I want, or not really the want versus the need. That's the difference too. Because what we want is not necessarily what we need. So I was going after the want and not the need.
What is it that you need or needed at that time?
I needed somebody that was going to prioritize me. I needed somebody that, my husband didn't have any children, but if they had children, still your family, your wife, your mom, your kid, but where do I fit into that mix? I needed someone that was going to be a partner. It wasn't going to be like you pay the light bill, I have this, and then you have to do this kind of thing. I wanted just that natural, organic thing. Like, if you don't have it, I have it. If I don't have it, you have it. We have it together, great. That kind of thing. So I didn't want that expectations of what people had to do, and he had to have all this money and all that. I just had to throw, because I probably said it on the show 1,000 times, oh, he has to do this and he has to have that. And I had to throw all that out the door and regroup.
Wow.
I had to regroup myself. I had to reprogram how I was thinking about a relationship.
Yeah.
And not have all these expectations that were unfairly, I was kind of in my own mind, unfairly like judging people. Well, his shoes are busted. Probably not him. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, he's not shaving real down, real good. No, you just can't do that. You really have to. None of us are perfect, right? We can't do that. And we just cherry pick. And then you end up having, well, I like her because her hair is long. I like her because maybe her butt is bigger, but I like her because she's cooked. But this one does this. And you have like 5 people in a group trying to make one person. It doesn't work. Now, let me say this. For maybe somebody that's in a polygamous relationship, these things work. For me, who wanted to be in a monogamous relationship, it didn't work. Yeah. So
you got to be on the same page with that. You can't.
You have to get right with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, for breaking that down, and this is why I'm glad that you explained it, because I want the audience to get an insight of your personality. You're dealing with grown ass women tonight, okay?
Wait a minute, because I'm in the Caribbean, right? And I see something crawling. This is real life. Hold on.
Oh no!
I had to kill something. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh, that was it big?
I think it was. I don't like anything crawling anyway. But whatever it is, my good old Crocs took care of it. So sorry about that. I'm live. No, I'm sorry.
We are live, you guys. We are live, so anything could happen. My child could
bust. Yeah. In the Caribbean, killing bugs, baby. I remember when I had a bug. Now I'm just.
This is what I love about technology. So, in the Caribbean, I'm down here in Florida. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Let me do a quick few shout outs. Hey, T-Dran. Hey, Derek Hughes. Hey, Molaram. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing anyone's name.
Snoop. Froggy Frog. What's up, Snoop? Froggy Frog.
Yeah, you guys are really going to want to speak up tonight. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments section. Do not be shy, ladies.
Share with your women friend or wives or girlfriends or whatever. Get them in here. Get their opinions.
Yeah, the women are gonna want to give their opinions tonight because tonight is all about things that women wish men knew. So we're gonna go right into it. Are you ready, Mocha?
I am.
Okay. What do you feel about men who have the perception that they need to treat women mean to keep a woman?
So define what you mean about mean.
You know, some
Like
guys feel,
just
some
treat
guys
it.
feel like women don't want a nice guy. We don't like chivalry. I hear that a lot. You know, women
Oh,
kill.
like they want that kind of the street guy with, yeah, no. Listen, I think most women, I mean, I think most women want a protector and a protector and a provider, and you can use that how you want. I don't think they want someone who has to be rough, tough, because that carries on, right? He's going to be that way all the time. And so then if he's like that in his business so-called life, then what is he going to be in his personal life, right? I never wanted that kind of guy. Um, I wanted somebody that was definitely going to protect me, but he didn't have to be like super hard, or every time you're out and somebody says something, he wants to do that and, you know, make an argument and that kind of thing. That kind of scares me, especially in this climate. I don't want anybody like that. I don't want anybody like that. Well, I don't, so I don't have to worry about that anymore, but you know what I'm saying. I never wanted to date a guy like that. I mean, I guess some women like that bad boy image, that kind of thing. We've all had them, but at a certain point, you know, either you're going to grow and elevate or you're going to stay the same. And there's this, I mean, you can look from the left to right and see the people who are really elevating, and that's spiritually, whatever you believe in, physically, emotionally, all those things matter. So it's really not about that tough kind of, you know, thing for me. I guess sex will be tough that way to see.
To Robert Harris, he said,
Some women don't know how to accept chivalry. That's true. That's true. And it's sad,
well, and
right?
the reason why I think some women don't know how to accept it is because it's probably something they weren't shown a lot of growing up. So, you know, if it all depends on how we were raised, if and it can
That's
change. Women can evolve, we can learn, we can grow through life experience. But if she hasn't seen a lot of that and she's used to being independent, that could be part of it. Also, some women feel that, you know, I can open my own door. They feel like it's kind of like demeaning them in a way. But then you have a large percentage of women who absolutely love it.
Yeah, there are a lot of different types of women. I mean, we are in a new day and age. I can just say for myself, I have most of my aunts and uncles. I was raised with my dad. They are all still married. My aunt came to visit me, and it was their 44th anniversary. So it's probably you probably somewhat a product of your environment, but a lot of women just don't. You know, some people just want to be single. Some people don't want to have that connection like that. And it's okay if that's what you want. But if you're looking for something else, then there's something probably within yourself that you're going to have to shift and redirect. The problem is when you get older, nobody wants to change what they do, where they live, their habits, where they go. It's hard to get to that medium ground, right? My husband is obviously from a different country, so communication at first is he speaks a different language sometimes, and I'm like, what are you saying again? Like, to me it sounded like something offensive, like that sounded kind of right. But then I had to learn. I don't know the language, but I hear it. I know what he's saying. But we could be defense. I just say we can self-sabotage, and a lot of times in our own way. I say that all the time. Yeah.
Well,
People
in
just in
my,
their own.
if you're a man who enjoys being chivalrous and you're, you know, engaging with a woman who doesn't enjoy chivalry, she doesn't appreciate it, she doesn't know how to accept it, you have to ask yourself, where do you draw the line? Is it something that you can deal with? Is it something that you can live with? Can you tone down your chivalry if she's someone that you like and that you enjoy being in a relationship with, but that's just the one thing she doesn't like? And if you are, it's just in your nature and this is not something that's a deal breaker for you, then keep it moving, because there are plenty of women that still love chivalry in 20. I'm one of them.
The world is big. Maybe get out of your area, your you know, your zone, different states, different countries. The world is big. There's somebody looking for you that would love that, if that's what you provide. There are women that still love that. I mean, it's just a matter of you guys connecting and trying to find each other. And it's hard. Listen, I did that internet thing and I was like, click, slide, click up, like, what you doing in the morning? Hello, beautiful. You said that to 10 different women. I just didn't get anything. And so I started to manifest that I wanted my husband to find me organically. Like, I just didn't want, and it's worked for some people, just wasn't working for me. So he found me.
Yeah. Do you want to tell the story of how you guys met? Do you want to share?
I'll tell a little bit of that because I don't know if I'm going to be writing a book. This story is, a story, but I happened to be going on vacation, and before that time, I had spoken to someone, and they were saying like, it's probably getting ready to be your time. I don't know what time, but anyway, when I got to where I was going, my husband was the first person that said something to me. And at the time, I just didn't catch it. I was like, oh, all right, well, whatever. I don't know what he's talking about. All right, well, bye. Okay. I'm just kind of in my own way. And then after a couple of days of someone, seeing me and saying, well, hey, how you doing? You need anything, that kind of thing. And I was like, this is something different. So then I started saying, okay, well, it could be, I don't know. You don't want to get over excited about what you don't know. Yeah. But I think when him and I connected like the third day, and he said he wanted to take me on a date.
Yeah.
Then that was it. As we were on this date, beautiful sunset, it kind of was it. And at that moment, it just hit me, and I said, it's him. Wow. That was before he even said anything to me about, a relationship. And I said, oh my God, it's him. I think it's him, right? And then, through the months, he just came to the conclusion. He was like, he just didn't want to, he said he doesn't know what other people do, but he didn't think that dating for years and years and years was the answer. He knew that I was his wife. He said that the energy, how we connected, he knew that I was his wife. And so we had a beautiful wedding. I know that. Sorry you missed that. It was a beautiful wedding. It was a wedding on a beach. People came down, had about 30 guests. It was just absolutely phenomenal. It was one of my best times in my life, and I'm here.
Wow. And you said that. You said you wanted to meet him naturally and organically. See how
I did.
Universe?
I did. But I also, too, opened myself up for that possibility. I had to get out of my own way, right? I couldn't do it the same, right? The way that I was doing it by myself, single, dating, doing this and that, talking, and whatever else I was doing that was kind of toxic. I had to change all that up. So it's not a new me, it's a better me.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm glad you explained that, because this will help with what we're about to go into, things that women wish men knew. So let's get into the next thing on the list. I'm just going to say some statements and then you can share your opinion. Money attracts women. What do you wish men knew when it comes to money and women? The good, the bad, and the ugly.
I think that women this day and time are all grouped up into one kind of bubble. I think that with social media is the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? But I think that some men, I can't say most, I don't like to keep saying that, but some men think that we're all the same. We're not all, all of us don't want a Birkin bag. All of us don't want, these tangible things. Some women, like what Robert said, wants that chivalry and that, but it's a matter of, you have to attract what you want. So you have to be you have to be that person as well. You can't say, oh, I want this person, and this person. You're attracting the same person. Everybody doesn't. Money is great, right? Money makes the world go round. We all need it. We have to eat. We have to have a place to live. Do we need the 10,500 square foot house? Some women do. Then maybe those are the women you're attracting. But there probably is a woman that would go in that 1-bedroom apartment with you and partner with you and build, or your house, or get a house with you together. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody is not into the money like that, in that way. Like, you have to have a, Maserati. I mean, right now, I don't even think you can have anything less than, Atlanta is a big boy city. I mean, all these other places, Miami and all these, you got to be coming out with some big toys, but you attract those kind of women that like the big toys. But some women just want, a nice guy that wants to partner with them. And if you want to build to get a big toy or whatever, they're willing to do that. I just think we're all just kind of missing each other in the mix of it all. It's kind of crazy.
Well, I think, yeah.
What do you believe?
My opinion on money attracts women. Yes, it attracts women. Yes, it does. Because money, the harsh truth is, money to women is symbolic of security and
That's
safety.
true. That is true.
What women want. We want security and we want safety. But there's two types of women. There's women that want secure. All women want security and safety. Okay, safe to say we all want that. But there's women that want a connection. They need to have that emotional connection. And then there's women that can just operate on just knowing that they're being provided for. And as long as a man is okay with having that sort of set up where they understand what it is, like, I'm just paying for your lifestyle, you're just here to look good on my arm, we have sex when we have sex, I provide for you, then that's great. But if you're a man who wants a connection, you can't lead with your wallet.
Nah.
Otherwise, that's what you're going to attract, are those women that don't care for the connection. They just want to have the safety and security of what your wallet is funding. But if you woman with connection, that is very possible. But if you're leading with your wallet, then you get what you get. You can't, if you roll up in a Rolls Royce, what are you expecting? If you're making it rain in the strip club, what are you expecting? Like, that's all women are going to see you as, is money.
Yeah. You're never going to have a real connection with somebody that cares and loves, and, something happens to you, you're going to be there for you. I mean, you see it all the time. Even for women, people get left because nobody really cared for you that much. They just cared for what you said. You could provide for them, and it's sad.
Yeah. So the harsh truth is, does money attract women? Yes. Yeah. But I think the part that a lot of men miss is what the symbolic meaning is behind the money. I mean, it goes back in the day, before money was a thing. Women were attracted to the men that could hunt and bring home food, right? Mm-hmm. Need that because we wanted to be fed. Women like taken care of. I mean, I don't, men are always saying, some men are always saying, well, women want equality. I don't care how much a woman says she wants equality. I don't care how independent she is. Women like to feel safe, secure, and we like to feel taken care of. That's the harsh truth.
But let me ask you this, because in that saying, does money always, because you can have someone with money and you're still not secure. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's their money, right? I mean, even in maybe a marriage, if it's a lot of money, maybe a prenup and all that kind of stuff. But, I've dated people, they had a few dollars, and I never felt secure in that because it wasn't mine. I kind of didn't really feel secure in that if the relationship would go further, because now we're talking about not just a marriage contract, but a contract, right? They're going to protect what they have because it's theirs. So I always was the kind of woman, like, I need to secure my own self. If this doesn't work out, I need to be able to be secure with my own self. So it was just a tad bit different for me.
I'm glad you're saying this, because that's where this topic comes in. Things that women wish men knew is yes, attracts. That's the difference. Money attracts women, but keep women. There's a difference. I
Yeah.
see guys on social media, oh, just have lots of money. That's all you need to do. And I'm like, yeah, if you want a woman who doesn't care to have a connection, yeah, she might feel financially secure, but if she doesn't feel emotionally and mentally secure in the relationship and she needs that, it's only a matter of time before your money is no longer appealing to her. Like,
Yeah.
it was fun. Thank you for the trips. Thank you for taking me out for nice dinners. Is this
Yeah.
it?
And money comes and goes. Who says you're going to have the same kind of money a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now? So you want somebody that's going to be in it for the long haul, you know, and
Yeah.
hopefully you're going to be in it for the sake of love and not a business transaction. I mean,
Yeah.
that's, you know,
So
depend on
moral,
what you want. Some people like business. I wanted love.
yeah. Well, so moral to the story, yes, money attracts women. However, the caveat to that is what kind of woman do you want?
Yeah, and here's the thing: these women are other women that want that are beautiful women. Hey, it's what you want, it's what you desire. Maybe you meet somebody and you guys match. The other group of people who really want something else, and you have to kind of go the other route, right? You have to go the other route.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm saying this because some men think that just as long as I have money, I'll get whatever kind of woman I want.
Yeah,
I'll, obtain whatever I want. They don't understand that there's more to it, which you just explained. So
yeah.
again,
There's a lot of lonely people out here with money.
now if you're the kind of man that doesn't want to have an emotional connection with a woman because you're just not that type of guy. I have an ex where he just wanted to be like Hugh Hefner. He just wanted to have tons of women on his arm, and that's all he cared about. He didn't care about having an emotional connection. So that works. Lead with your wallet in those situations. You'll get beautiful women all day.
Right.
But if you want an actual connection with a woman who wants an emotional connection, your money's only going to impress her for so long if it impresses her at all. Because
Yeah.
like you, yeah, I prefer to have my own.
Yeah.
Okay, next thing. What are your thoughts, or what do you wish men knew about modern women versus traditional women? First of all, what's your opinion on all the negativity that some men have about modern women? There seems to be a lot of negativity, and I don't even know what modern means. I
Yeah.
mean,
What's modern woman? What's that? I've
yeah,
never
let's
heard of.
go modern.
What's the fine? What's the modern? This is the first I'm hearing that the modern woman versus the traditional woman. What's
Oh,
that?
you haven't heard this on? It's all over social media.
That's
Men.
why. See, that's why it's attached because
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. Um, I don't even know if I can speak on
Oh,
that.
I think I can give some examples. They think modern women don't want to cook, they don't want to clean, they don't want to do any of the traditional things that grandma used to do, cook in the kitchen, have a home cooked meal. Like they're saying women today are following the Cardi B's, saying, I'm not cleaning, I'm not cooking, and blah, blah, blah.
It depends on. I'm a mix of both, so it depends on what you attract again, right? I'm very traditional, but I'm also modern, right? I'm not an old lady. So I'm modern probably in that way. Me and my husband can hang out and all that kind of stuff, turn up, him and I. But I'm very traditional. I cook every day for my husband: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If there's a day that say that, we're off that day and waking up, he's still gonna get breakfast. I cook every day. So I don't know what that modern traditional women is. I think it's just based upon who you attract. I
Yeah.
mean, I cook I just cooked before I jumped on here because I know he's getting ready to come in the door. So you'll see me when he come in the door moving around a little bit. But I cook every day. It's what you attract.
Yeah.
And I'm saying every day. Even on vacation, I'll cook. I don't have
Yeah.
a problem going to the grocery store and putting something in there. We're cooking our breakfasts and we may be just going out to dinner or something. I cook every day. So I think it's what you're attracting.
Hmm. Well, my thoughts on what I wish men knew about modern women is regardless of how modern she is, if she doesn't cook, she doesn't clean, and those are things that are important to you, then just move on to the next. Like, why are you on social media complaining about it? There are men that don't care to have a woman who cooks and cleans because he may have a housekeeper and someone who cooks, or maybe he enjoys cooking. I've met men like that are like,
Yeah.
cooking does nothing for me because I cook my own meals. I enjoy cooking. Like, I don't mind doing that. So if a woman can, deal. So, but
Yeah.
if it's a big deal to you, Mocha, do you think there
I
are
think when you start making things like people see, this is what I mean about expectations, and you start making things like chores for people. My husband never said you have to cook every day. You need to cook. He never even says what to cook. If I ask him, baby, he might say whatever you gonna make.
Yeah.
It's just it's too much of this and that, and they have to do this. She has to cook. She has to cook. But maybe she will cook if you maybe not demand it. I don't know. Or maybe she doesn't know. Maybe put her in a cooking class. Maybe she won't burn like your grandmother's biscuits, but maybe she can just get those crescent rolls out and put those in and put a little butter on it. And then we can go to grandma's house, on Thanksgiving, you can get those biscuits that you want. I mean, you're not going to have everything you want in a relationship. The expectations of relationships are way too high. And I think social media has damaged, that view of what it's supposed to look like. Posing on a car. I mean, if that's your thing, cool. Mine's not. I don't want to pose on a car. We're going to pose on my little truck out here. That's what we posing on. And it may not even be washed right now, but it's paid for, right? That's what we pose. I ain't even posing on that. It's what you want. And every woman is not the same. They weren't raised with the same values. And that's okay. Maybe they don't even know how to cook. Maybe nobody cooked for them. Maybe nobody showed them. It's just a lot, right?
Well, and I'm not trying to offend anybody, but I'm going to keep it 100. If you are a man who prefers a traditional woman, then you have to be a traditional man, meaning you need to be able to provide. If you can't pay all the bills, but you want this woman to burn in the kitchen like grandma used to, then you need to be like grandpa used to. And I posted this meme the other day. I was like, then you need to be like grandpa back in the day. And you need to be able to pay all the bills. If it's going
Somebody asked me a question.
If it's going to be an expectation on her, like you want this to
right.
be her job in the relationship, that's fine. You can ask for whatever you want. But what are you doing to make it easier on her so she's able to cook meals for you every day, 2-3 times a day?
Can you put that question up on?
Sure. What am I putting up here?
I'm gonna ask me a question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go back to that screen. There was a question.
Answer this. No, I'm just teasing. T-Dran 101.
Is it this one? But do you
cook
for
him, or do you cook because you want both to be healthy? Both. Both. Yeah. The cooking is not a chore for me. I'm very much a nurturer. And it's not a demand either. That part. It's not a demand. So I want to cook because I want him to have what he needs, and he likes to eat.
Something I also knew, if you want your woman to cook for you, like Mocha just said, expecting it, listen, one of my exes used to do that to me, and he said it in a way that made me he did not inspire me to cook more. I enjoyed it, but I was also working a full-time job as well and contributing to the household, paying for some of the bills. So when he came at me one time, was like, you're only cooking 3 times a week. Mind you, I'm also picking up food on the way home from work. It may be a to-go box, but if I'm tired and I've been working all day, this is why I said, if it's going to be an expectation in the relationship, then you need to provide for me financially to where I can just sit up and go to the grocery store and have food ready for you on deck when you want it on demand at the snap of a finger. And if you can't do that, then you need to take several seats and adjust your expectations.
Several seats.
Now, listen, had he come to me and said, babe, you know what? I really love it when you cook. I love your cooking. See, then I would have been more inspired to cook. But when he came at me like, you only cook 3 times a week, I was like, excuse me, motherfucker, who are you talking to? First of all, I'm an adult just like you are. I'm not a child that needs to be reprimanded because you ain't getting meals. If you want, I didn't even know it was an issue. Had you just said, damn, babe, you know what? I love it when you cook. Do you think you could cook more? I'm really enjoying these home cooked meals. Then I would have been like, oh, tap me on the booty, kiss me on the forehead, seduce me, all that ask for shit. Mocha, what do you say about that?
That's a lack of communication from the start.
So
you should be able to pull. I mean, we're in a partnership, a relationship. Why can't someone sit you down and pull you to the side in a gentle manner and say, look, babe, like you said, right? I mean, that's the other thing. Everyone's always assuming. It's the assume thing, right? I'm going to assume. I'm assuming how you feel. I'm assuming what you're thinking. Sometimes you talk to people and you might be getting ready to get on your last sentence to have the full meaning. And then they overtalk you and say what they think you're getting ready to say. It's the same thing. Mm-hmm. Just don't even give people a chance to voice their opinions. And then you agree to disagree, but there has to be a meeting. You come to the middle somehow. So like you said, if he would have communicated with you, you're working a full-time job, you're at the station, as I think I remember you talking about, you're at the station, we're at the station at 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning, and we're going home a couple hours of sleep, and then we're back at our corporate jobs because we were corporate, right? Then you could have worked out a schedule or done something different, but the lack of communication is just really it. People just don't communicate.
One thing that he made clear, and that was he wanted a woman who worked and helped contribute financially. But he never indicated that cooking 3 times a week wasn't enough for him. I'm like, okay, see, this is why we need to have these conversations. And, maybe that's my fault too. I should have asked in the beginning. Do you want someone, he just had this idea and assumption in his mind that once we got married, that a wife is supposed to cook at least 5 times a week, but he never expressed that until we're having this conversation. And I'm just looking at him like, first of all, if you want more meals, then you're going to need to, start paying more of these bills because I'm still going to work, working 50 hours a week.
But was it really about the meal though? It probably wasn't even about the meal. It doesn't even sound like it's about the meal. It's not about the meal. It's not about the meal.
You know what I think it was? I think it was because we were married and he felt like a wife is supposed to be and he just assumed, oh, she's Asian, she's going to be submissive. Wrong, motherfucker, you got the wrong Asian.
You're not Asian. Who said you were Asian? You're nowhere near Asian.
That's what my mama knows.
You've been at the cookout forever. What are they talking about? You are at the cookout. What? What is you have to you didn't know you were at the cookout already?
Okay.
I can't believe you didn't know you was at the cookout. Go ahead.
But yeah, no, you said some great things. Like you said, when it becomes an expectation, fellas, if you want your woman to cook and clean more often, you have to say, just like a guy once told me, Mocha, tell me what you think of this. Fellas, tell me what you think of this. A man once said, somewhere I watched a reel or something, he's like, ladies, you can really get anything you want from your man. It's just how you ask. If you come at him, barking orders at him, and he feels like you're nagging him, you're not going to get much out of him. But if you go up to him and, seductively, babe, I love when you take the trash can out. It makes me feel taken care of, like the house smells good. You think you could do that for me? Take
Now, if you do that, you're going to get the trash taken out. You're going to get your damn oil changed, baby. It's going to be new tires on that damn car. And you're going to get a cash app. So if you do that little number, you're going to get everything you desire. Okay?
That's what you said, a cash app?
Cash app, oil change, new tires. The baby going to have new sneakers. Hey, school supplies done. That little number you just did.
See,
Yes, ma'am.
all you got to do the same thing. It works on women too. Kiss her on the forehead. Kiss her gently on her lips, baby.
Yeah. Play with her while she cooking. I mean, not to sell business, but I mean, you know, when I'm cooking, I can feel him behind me in the morning. Look, if I'm making his plate, I mean, there's something sexy about that, but there's something it just makes you feel comforted to have that person, that one person that you can depend on, and it makes you secure as a woman when men do that. For me, because I've been in some relationships, and it was like we was just two roommates.
Yeah.
And everybody is not affectionate. I get it. But we all have to get out of what we're not, what we weren't, what happened. We've all been traumatized, right? We've all had a million and one things that go on in our life, but we have to get to a place that we come to the middle and compromise. So it's not about your past, it's about your present and how you move forward in that with that person that you want to be with. Y'all keep picking. Y'all know what I'm talking about down there. Y'all keep going on down there. I ain't been in Atlanta in a while, but I know it's out there.
Yeah, you know. So we, you know, we ladies, for the most part, for most women, we like a tap on the booty. We want you to just randomly grab our booty, kiss us on the forehead, you know, pull our hair back and gently kiss us on just random. It could be early in the morning. That's all falling under the category of romance and foreplay. Foreplay isn't just what you do before the bedroom. It's all the little things you do throughout the week with her. Mocha, what do you think?
Yeah, and let me say just one thing about the bedroom. You have to know what kind of woman you're dealing with, A to Z. Some people like it rough, some people like it slow, some people like a lot of foreplay, whatever it is. Everybody wants to be pleased, right? But I think when you get to some, a grown, I think that there are times when, in the heat of the moment, you want to, but there are times when grown women just want to be like loved on and made love to. Now, I know it's a lot of stuff out there on the internet. I know you see a lot, grown women, listen. Yeah, sometimes it calls for that. But a lot of times, right now, everybody's bones is cracking. You know what I'm talking about. You've been down, it's going down out here. So you can't all the time want 3 to 5 minutes and we out. What is that about? Stop watching porn. Stop it. People, women want to be caressed and loved and made love to and all that. And it's just, so if you're talking about the modern woman and the traditional woman or the modern man, maybe some of these modern women, maybe they're traditional in that sense. Maybe they want to be made love to in a different kind of way. Maybe they don't want to be all the time. And you have to know your partner, though. Just know your partner. And I just feel like people don't even want to get to know you past dating and then sex and nothing in between. That's it.
Well, this is glad we're doing this show because I think it will hopefully help men see how women think, things that we don't want to we don't want to have to say certain things. We just hope that these things. Because we don't want to feel like we're nagging you. Okay, here's another thing that I wanted to bring up. Reassurance in the relationship, reminding us that you care. Yes. Women need reassurance, but we don't want to tell you that we need it because for a lot of women, we want to be vulnerable with you, but we don't know how to be vulnerable with men because we're afraid that it might run you off. So really, truthfully, a lot of women, and sometimes men take that the wrong way and they feel like, God, she's needy. But what they are not realizing is we need that continue, like you don't have to go overboard, but having a good balance of continual reassurance. Hey, babe, I love you. Just, hey, babe, just want to let you know you're still the most beautiful woman to me. Hey, babe, hey, love, that sex you put on me last night was amazing. We need these continue, because what it does for women, again, I want men to really hear me on this, okay? Really listen to me on this, fellas. The things that women need to feel good in a relationship is we need to feel emotionally safe and secure. Secure. So when
Mm-hmm.
you get continual reassurance, that is making us feel secure. It's something that most women need to hear. And
Mm-hmm.
we back it with your actions. Mocha, what do you think?
I think it to a degree that is definitely correct. I always go back to see therapy has taught me a lot because I might have had a whole different reaction to this question years ago. I think that we have to start communicating from the bare bottom. We're coming from two different places, raised by different people, different, maybe different states, countries, all of that. And so you're bringing two people together and trying to blend it. It's very, very difficult. Relationships are not even, dating is not even easy. The problem is now is that we all sit back, including me, right? Before I met my husband, sit back, and again, there's an expectation of what this person's supposed to do, this person's supposed to do, what he's supposed to say, how he's supposed to react to me. But for me now, he doesn't know how I feel if I'm not telling him. If he says something and immediately I feel a certain way, instead of that reaction probably that I would have had 5 years ago, I said, well, hey, can you just repeat what you said again? Because maybe I took it the wrong way. You have to start communicating. So I believe in a certain sense that may be correct, but I also think too that men are definitely not mind readers. They don't want to be. And we as women have to start, if we can talk about what we want, then in those situations, we have to, whether we're going to be vulnerable. I'm at my most vulnerable state, right? I had to be. And he had to be as well. And you know how I was. I was just like, no nonsense back then. It's like, no. But I had to be dumbing myself all the way down to be vulnerable, to be able to communicate in a way that was easygoing, not so assertive, not so aggressive. That doesn't mean that we don't have, our things sometimes going on, but it's the way I respond now. I don't respond like, I don't do that. I'm like, well, okay, maybe we just need a couple minutes to ourselves, or like an hour, or, we'll just regroup. It's just different ways of communicating. So I believe a little bit of that, but I just think that we have to start saying what we want. And I think if we're leaving it up to men to figure us out, it's never going to happen. The two good people are never going to be able to come together. And that's why people are having a really hard time finding, if they want a relationship, a decent person, a good person for them. Because that perfect person you're really perfect for that person, but you're imperfect within yourself. You know that, right? That's just my belief. That's what I went into with therapy. It's helped me. Here I am. So it just depends on what you want. Everyone who doesn't want to be married is just how I take on the relationship part of being married.
Yeah, no, communication is absolutely key. But, that's why we're doing the show tonight. It's just to kind of let men know things that some women will not communicate because they are not great communicators.
Yeah.
They know how to be vulnerable. Like I said, for a lot, this is why we're having this show. The topic for tonight is specifically what women wished men knew, because
Yeah.
some women don't know how to be vulnerable because, as I was saying, for some women, they are afraid that it could run the man off. Like, oh gosh, if I start telling him my feelings, because this is what women are taught. We're constantly told, oh, you got to be very careful when you go and talk to him, and don't raise your voice, and be very soft spoken. So it's like, okay. But yeah, communication is very important. I just feel like for some women, they don't know how to effectively communicate, just like some men don't know how to effectively communicate. This is one of those things that I think a lot of women wish they don't have to tell you. We just wish that you knew that every so often, I just need you to, remind me how much you love me.
That's true. But then we all should be taking effective communication classes and maybe together. Maybe
Yeah.
that's, you know, there's a question down there. Did you see it?
I agree. Okay. Yes, from William Henry. Okay, so Mocha, let me ask you, what's your take on busting out your toys and he catches you or sees it laying around? Don't you think that makes a man feel like he is not doing his job? This was actually going to come up on, let me leave the question up, sorry.
Yeah.
Mocha, go ahead.
I mean, yeah, that's a good question. I would feel like, yeah, I would feel like that, but I also would ask the question, is it something that I need to do, something I could do differently? Or maybe she just like it. You know, they got all kinds of colors and snapses and all that now. So maybe it's just a toy and it has nothing to do with you, because that could be it too, right? Maybe it's just a toy she likes, have anything to do with your capability of what you're doing. But to not feel that way, then you need to ask the question. And whatever that response is, then you need to go from there. If you got to switch something up, switch something up. You got to join on with her, join on with her. I don't know. That would be my answer. Ask the question, and maybe she likes it. Maybe she wants you to join in, something like that. But I would definitely ask a question. I wouldn't just take on that feeling without figuring out, getting her response from that. But that's deep. Did that ever happen to you, William? Because I threw all mine away when I got engaged.
Oh, you did? Well, you know, for speaking of toys, I have some here.
What size is that?
Hold on.
Baby.
I got a whole.
What size? Oh, okay. I thought that was something else when I first saw it. Is that a head on top of that thing? Now, if she pull out that, game over. Just get up. This done. If that's in the back, I don't know what you was really talking about, but if it's that, if she, what's his name? Wait. She's whipping out that.
I'm so glad that someone else brought this topic up, so I don't seem like I'm the nasty, sexy freak over here.
If she's whipping out that, game over. Any one of those. Any three of those.
This one even has a stand on it with a suction cup, so you can mount it on a surface.
That's on the wall. That's the one on the wall.
Hold on, let me turn this off.
Oh my god. Yeah, and then if she has a collection like on, then it's a whole issue. Just close my down. I don't know what to tell you. If it was three, even one of those, just
my eyes are watering.
I don't know what else to say. I
got tons more. I just pulled out the three, I just pulled out three that I like the most.
This is crazy. Let me go get my glass of wine. I knew it was something I missed. I can't. I got to get my glass of wine. I can't.
Mocha brought me have to go get one.
I can't.
Let me tell you something, guys. Mocha, the purple one though.
Yes.
The purple one. This one is lit. Let me tell you.
I'm scared of all of them, but go ahead. I had to get my glass. Oh, I really went to get a glass of wine. I wasn't playing. On has whipped out. We went from talking about to we're in a dungeon. This is crazy. So
Okay.
William, if anything that comes out in that bag that you have experienced, I am so sorry. But looks like it's going to be game over.
But Mocha, your reaction got me in tears over here.
I had to go get wine. You thought I was playing that poor hope.
Wait. Listen to
I
what
wasn't ready. Somebody asked what was your favorite one.
Look what Snoop Froggy Frog said.
Call that purple one. Man,
I'm
That's
telling you this.
wait a minute. That was a tongue like going back and forth.
Yeah. It's called the flapping vibrator.
I'm dead.
Look, this part vibrates, and then this, once it's in there hitting the G spot, it's
I'm
over.
dead. No, I'm just dying a slow death. That's all.
This one.
I ain't never seen no hair like that.
I love all my toys. I'm not gonna, let me calm down.
Yeah, because I'm like, they ready for a whole. This ain't a subscribe. Wait a minute, this is not subscribe. Oh, you know, you know what I'm saying?
I forgot
what's any hearts in. I don't know what's going on. This. And On just was in her collection real quick. Okay, back to the regular services. On, you about to take me out.
I almost forgot we're on YouTube. Sorry, Mom.
Yeah, well, they ban us. Oh my God!
But I like what you said. You covered all the bases. Sometimes it could be that he is not giving her what she needs.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me say something. Okay. Mm-hmm. Does size matter? Listen, fellas. Size is not always a thing, okay? Girth matters. And listen, if you're not well endowed down there, that's why you have 2 hands and a mouth. Put these things to use, okay? Because for a lot of women, it's not always about size. I don't even think our G-spot, like to reach the G-spot, I think is like 3 inches, right, Mocha?
Just trying not to speak on that. I'm just being quiet.
This is the quiet Mocha's been.
I can't speak on that. I cannot speak on that. I'm not even Catholic. Oh my God.
Oh, you can even use it as a neck massager. Let's try it.
Oh my God. Are you really going to use that as a neck massager?
This thing is strong. I need to charge it. I think the battery's low because it's gotten a lot of use. Not for me though. I don't know. I can't get it to turn on now. Oh, did I kill the flapper?
You're gonna kill this video if you don't put that thing down.
Oh, now it's vibrating. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can get the flapper to come on.
Oh my God, I gotta watch.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
This is how you got to slide over in the corner. Slide over in the corner. I'm dead. I'm dead.
Okay. No, in all seriousness. Back to
the schedule program.
I did a review on this, everybody. So if you want to watch the review I did on this toy, and I used it on my spicy page. Wink, wink. Go to the links.
That's the baby. Whoever's it, Robert, Sally, DJ, everybody is going to the spicy page today.
Okay, but in all seriousness, you covered everything. Some women, if she doesn't feel, you need to ask. If you catch your woman.
I don't even know how we get back to the regular topic, but go ahead. I'm just gonna listen for a second. That took me out. It didn't take you out, Snoop Froggy Frog. Everybody took you out. So now we're going back to, I don't know how she's shifting these topics. We just had all this. I died like 3 times. Then she was giving herself a massage. All right. Let me get it together. Now go ahead. What was this?
Okay, for some women, it is harder for them to reach an orgasm unless you
holding that thing.
You got to know how to flick your tongue and you have to know how to stir it like coffee with your fingers, okay? Because this might be too big for you.
Oh my God.
Fingers in mouth, fellas. Fingers in mouth. Don't forget. Learn how to use these. Okay.
I like an X-rated. Somebody sound like an X-rated show. I do. But I gotta be cautious. I gotta be respectful. Right? I can't. My husband might think I'm watching some kind of porn show. I gotta make sure we good to go. We come walking in this house. Okay.
Something else, fellas, that I wish men knew. and I've mentioned this in some of my reviews, these can be your friend in the bedroom with her. Don't look at it as a reflection on you. Okay.
Right.
It's an addition, it's a special bonus because these things vibrate, and the way it hits your tongue, no matter how well you flick it, even though some of y'all can flick it and make it just absolutely spectacular like fireworks, a vibrator, your tongue cannot move like a vibrator.
I got a question. Remember we used to do that? We used to have Brian, we had a question. So all three of those, because you keep holding them. So somebody said that, so I caught that. Have you did with your whatever you're doing, your sexy thing, have you demonstrated all three of these?
These two. I haven't done this one.
So the puppy is the little puppy, that one you got those two. So if anybody wants to see the test, they can go to.
You're gonna have to pay.
You got to pay. See, pull out your credit cards now. Pull out your credit cards. I don't know nothing about it. I'm just here with you.
Listen, I plead the fifth though. These companies reached out to me, okay? I'm innocent over here. They're reaching out to me saying, can you review our sex toys? I'm like, yeah, sure. Send it to me.
You're a beautiful woman that's been going to the cookout for 15, 20 years now. So, I mean, of course they're going to reach out to you. Have you seen yourself?
Thank you, Mocha. But back to what I was saying.
Yeah.
Fellas, these can be your friend in the bedroom. Because, listen, what I want men to know that women sometimes won't say, because we don't want to hurt your feelings. We don't want you to feel like you're inadequate. Oftentimes that's not the case. It may just be more difficult for some women to reach a point of orgasm by just insertion. She needs extra bells and whistles. And, it's hard to manage all of that while you're penetrating and also trying to stimulate that and, whispering in her ear, sticking your tongue in her ear, licking her neck. Whatever you're doing, that's a lot going on. So this is like, let's put it this way. Let's say you're on a football team. You need your linebacker. You need the quarterback. You're the quarterback. You need your backup.
So you need your starting five, the starters, plus the kicker. Starting five, quarterback. Maybe I'm talking about starting five, quarterback, kicker, the coach. Everybody got to be lined up.
Else I want men to know is when you're confident enough, you don't take it as a reflection of yourself, and you're confident, and she's like, babe, first of all, if she asks you if she can include sex toys in the bedroom and you frown upon it and I'm not good enough, she might be scared. I'm not saying that this is going to be the case every time, but she might be more reluctant later on to bring up something that she enjoys because she's afraid now by your response that you may take this as some sort of reflection on your performance, and she doesn't want to hurt your feelings. So she's going to hold back. But if your response is, oh yeah, that's what you're into, bring it on in here, baby. Tell me what you want me to do with it. Have confidence with it.
Wow. That was a whole segment by itself. We could have took you to your whole segment like we used to do our segments all the time. It took you to your whole. Zoom now has their own Zoom room. We could have took you in your Zoom room. They could have ran the credit card. This was crazy. I had to get off the camera twice. Whew. And I poured myself a glass of wine. I wasn't playing with that. Oh my God. But I love you. Love you. Are you still pulling them out again?
No. Shut up.
What's going on? It's a grab and go. You're pulling those out when they have the sandwiches already prepackaged and then you pull them down. Are they in a case or something or in a bag? Where are they?
Hold on. I'll be right back. Hold on.
It's crazy.
Right here. I can still hear you.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to figure out, are they in a case? Are they just in a bag? Are they just on the dresser hanging around? Everybody's saying good morning. I don't know.
Do you hear me over here?
I do.
You hear me moving stuff around? Okay.
Moving stuff around or changing your clothes. I don't know.
You guys, I can't hold them all because I don't. My arms and hands.
How many are they?
I don't have enough arms.
It's 12. It's like 15 of them. Those ain't even the ones on the floor, and those are not in the ones at the bottom of the closet. And half of those haven't even been open.
And I have more.
What is going on?
So it's amazing the things that they come out with today. Oh, I wanted to answer Steve's question.
Mm-hmm.
All of these, the purple one, the flapping vibrator. If you go to my YouTube channel and type in flapping vibrator, you will find my review of this.
Okay.
Mocha, your reaction is
I'm like, wait, let's start this to something else. I was trying to have a conversation about, and you just pulled out the gun.
We needed visuals. We needed visuals. You want
You
to
gotta warn me.
Let me show you some of them. This one right here looks like a sperm. See this one, Mocha?
What the hell?
It's a sperm. This little thing is powerful, though. Okay, you know what? This is not what this show is about. I'm not about to do a show and tell.
Baby, I'm like, you pulling out all the stops. I didn't even know what that thing was. I thought it was something from the Discovery Channel. I ain't gonna lie. That last thing you pulled out, it looked like something in the water. I don't know what that was.
I just want to show one more. Just one more. The licking vibrator. Look, it has a tongue on it.
Another thing that's found in the ocean. I've never seen anything like that before.
Yeah.
And they probably think I'm like square and lame, and I'm not. I just have never seen that.
Well, you know, I'm not well versed in this whole thing until they started reaching out to me and wanting to send it to me.
So now it's just.
I never thought I would become an expert in sex toys.
I love it. You never know where your career is going to take you. You never know. Who knew? Corporate America.
To sex toy expert.
Who are we?
You know how people
do
food critics? I have become the sex toy critic.
Wow. We need to have another show for that, because I wasn't prepared. Now, if you would have prepared me for that, I would have been prepared. But you was just one after I didn't know what it was. It was like it was like Candyland with the toys. Then that other one you pulled out looked like it belonged on like Naked and Afraid somewhere, like what they found in the ocean when they can't eat nothing. It's crazy. That's just what it looked like a little. I don't know what that was.
You got my cheeks hurting, laughing so hard at your reaction.
Okay. So that's real stuff. Whew.
I'm mad. Snoop Frog said the Paula Deen of sex toys.
Right.
Okay. Moral to the story, fellas, if she has a toy friend that she wants to include, try to put your ego to the side and remember that it's about wanting to please her, right? Want her to have the ultimate orgasm, right? So that's what it's about. Don't make it about you, okay? Don't make it about
I don't know how they're gonna focus. Go ahead. Who's gonna focus after that? Where is the focus gonna be? There's no focus.
Well, you know, that was here on the list of things that women wish men knew, and I have on here sex toys. So someone beat me to the punch. See, they just went right to it. I didn't even get to the other ones yet.
What's the other ones? I'm scared to know. What's the other ones?
Let's do one more, and then we can save some more of these when we do a part 2 to this show. Some things that women wish men knew. this is a statement that I have here on my notes. We have a hard time telling men when we are not interested or turning them down. It's challenging for women. So ways that women will tell you no without telling you no is when she does the awkward laugh.
Like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but she never straight or directly answers your question. For example, damn, Mocha, you looking fine today, baby. Let me take you out.
No, I wouldn't do that. The climate is different now. People getting thrown in trunks. You gotta be careful. You got.
Yeah.
I I kind of wouldn't in this climate turn. I can't say I wouldn't turn anybody down, but I would. It's challenging. You got women getting beat up. Some girl just got beat up a couple weeks ago. I don't know where, but she turned some guy down. They followed her out of the store and beat her up. Right. So the turn down is not the same. And depending on where you are, I would just be nice. I think that we should be just be nice. A lot of times it doesn't cause for no and all that kind of stuff. Just be nice. If it's just not somebody that you're interested in, I don't think giving a fake number, going through all that, it would just be a nice letdown. Sometimes you would have to have a little conversation, right? But I think we should just start being nice about it. And I'm not sure if we all are. Nothing to the woman that, because whether she was or not, she shouldn't have been attacked. But the climate is so different now, right? Everybody is just like one step up from being angry and ready to do something or cuss somebody out or say something or, is that now. So you have to be careful. I just say turn down in a nice way, and depending on where you are. If you by yourself, definitely go ahead and grab the number. By yourself somewhere, late at night at a gas station, which you shouldn't be, but get the number. If you're in a group, maybe a lounge, you can talk them down a little bit, and just politely say no. Your girlfriends are there. It's kind of different, but sometimes it's a laugh. Sometimes but you got to be careful of that now. No, I'm scary when it comes to that kind of stuff now. I'm scary. Too much happening.
Yeah.
Well, what would you do?
The most part when guys approach me in person on social, if it's on social media, online, I'm very sweet about it. I'm like, I really appreciate the offer. However, I'm just, I'm not romantically interested in you, but if we can still be cool through social media, that's great. If you have no desire to be cool through social media, that's fine too. I completely understand. And I leave it at that. But if it's, and most response that I get back is so great. Most guys are, I don't think I've gotten one bad response. Most guys are like, oh yes, absolutely. We can still be cool. No worries.
Yeah.
But when it's in person, I have a little PTSD because like you, I've run into some scary situations, less than ones that were good. But
you were being stalked at the station.
The people that were bad, and that's what I want men to understand is when it's in person, I've had guys, and I'm always nice when I turn a guy down because I'm afraid I don't know how they're going to react if I don't know you. I've had guys, I had a guy try to hand me his number. First of all, I was coming out of a CVS and he was waiting for me. He saw me get out of my car. I didn't see him though. So he waited for me to come out of CVS and he was waiting for me by my car. I didn't see him. And so when I come around to go to my car, the parking lot is full in CVS. So, he comes out of nowhere and he startles me and he tries to hand me his number after a little conversation. And I, just told him, thank you, but I'm not really interested. I don't want you to waste your time giving me your phone number. He took the card, crumpled it up and threw it in my face. Then I've had guys like wait for me outside the gym, follow me to my car. One dude wouldn't let me get in. Well, I got in my car. He wouldn't let me shut my door because he got mad when I was trying to turn him down. So he stood there in my door aggressive. And I was like, I was so angry. I just yanked my door like, dude, get. And then he proceeded to follow me out of the parking deck on the tail of my car aggressively.
Oh, no. Do you have a license? Not a driver's license.
Yeah. Back then I didn't though. Well, that's why I had to pause when you asked the question.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Back then I didn't.
Yeah, no. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's scary. It's a it's really scary to me now more than ever. It's very scary. I don't know, how did you handle that situation? And the dudes are so disrespectful. Like, you remember that I don't know about you, but I was always like, my uncles, my brothers, even my homeboys, there was always somebody protecting us. Always. It would not be a girl getting beat up, or no matter what she said, or hold on, that's my hubby.
Yeah, no, I agree with you guys. Sif said, just say you're not interested. It's definitely based on the way the guy approaches. Yes, absolutely. Tidran said, who raised these dudes? Yeah. And some guys that have approached me were polite. And like, I'm going to
Yeah.
I was in a convenience store, and like a 7-Eleven or something like that, Quick Trip, get something to drink. And I went to one of the refrigerator doors, and as I was grabbing a drink, a guy comes up behind me, and I'm like, first of all, that's the wrong way to approach a woman. Don't ever come up behind her like that when she's leaning in to get something. You know what I mean? So I turn around and he's just standing right in my face. So I'm kind of startled, and he's like, hey, damn, you fine, baby. Can I get your number? And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not interested, but thank you for the offer. And I happened to have a pimple on my face, and he touched my pimple, and he got mad. He goes, that's why you got that on your face.
He
Touched my fucking face. I'm standing in the refrigerator. I hadn't even shut the refrigerator door. And I'm just like, wow. What am I supposed to say? And then he just turned around and walked out. I was like,
well, there's nothing really, yeah. For one, I apologize for just you having those kind of experiences. They can become traumatic. But you shouldn't have to, be in situations where you're being harassed just because you're a beautiful woman, right? It's not fair. And, no one is really around to protect you. See, we got to go back to Alabama. We got to go back to what Alabama did. Do you have any folding chairs where you are? See any folding chairs around you when this stuff starts happening? We got to get to Alabama. Alabama should have taught people. We got to come together, and we need more men to kind of stand up when things are going on with women. If you're hearing it, if you're seeing it. But the problem is it's so crucial now, because a lot of times when people were stepping up, now people are getting harmed in stepping up, right? So now people just want to record and go to the side. So it's kind of like you kind of in a situation don't really know what to do, honestly. There's people that are stepping up and are getting, they're getting, hurt. And there's people that's doing a recording and putting it up, and then it's just going viral, and the women are humiliated, embarrassed, or even men, because there's women out here hitting on men too. So I don't even have an answer for that situation. I just say have a license.
yeah.
That's really all you can do, and a little bit of something in your car on your keychain. That's it.
I'm one of those people that prefers to be honest, because I don't want to have to give you a fake number or anything like that. So I always try to tell them. But for other women, I wish the men is to not take it personal. If you get a fake number, if she lied and says she has a boyfriend, but she really doesn't, just understand that it's because women don't she doesn't know how to communicate and tell you that she's not interested. She's scared to tell you she's not interested because she may have had a situation like me. And even though most guys take it well, we still have that PTSD from those few situations. Like, I don't know this guy. Like, some guys take it so personal, and it's easy for them to tell us, just tell us you're not interested. Well, it's easy for you to say that, but when you're a woman who has come across these types of situations, you don't know. I don't know if I tell you, hey, I'm just not interested. I don't know you from a can of paint. I don't know if you're the kind of guy that can handle it well. And if you taking it personally doesn't help. I don't know you,
But the idea of the ego won't allow them to have that sense. You have to have a sense of moral compass. That's what's like missing out here, and a sense of reason to not take it to a level that it would get to a point where somebody's like, This woman has to defend herself. He's blocking your door. I mean, what kind of man is that? It's not. So we're not really. So we have to change that line when we're saying we're dealing with men, because these are not men. Real men out here don't operate like that. And I've been around. My daddy was a real man. All my uncles are. I got homeboys that are real men. They don't operate like that. So what they're doing now is just it's just out the box. It's out the box, right? So you have to change that to, boys masked as men, because that's what they are. Because if a real man was around, even if he even thought something would maybe go on further, he wouldn't really think. He would handle business. He would handle that first. That's facts. Now, that's all the men I know. I grew up in the DMV. I've been from DC to Atlanta. My kid's father doesn't play like that. And all the homeboys that I have, even my husband, nobody is really going to stand and let a woman be disrespected, the hands on, talk to any kind of way. It just doesn't happen in my world. So I apologize. And I apologize to you that you haven't had that protection in your life as a woman that you should have. And you should have that as a woman. It doesn't matter if you're Asian, white, it doesn't matter the race and the nationality. You should just be protected as a woman. You know what I'm saying? You're a mother, you're an auntie, you're all that. And to not have that protection where you have to go out your house and be nervous, where you have to be armed, and then you carrying all this stuff in a bag along with your other stuff with your kid, because you're already thinking that somebody's going to harass you because you look nice in your clothes. You can't help your body type. You can't help that you're a fine woman. You can't help that you're a beautiful woman, right? So you shouldn't have to be harassed. So I apologize for all the men that have not come out here and protected you as a woman. But I know one thing's for certain, two things for sure. Now, you know this, because remember, we were at that studio and you had that stalker. Let's not forget about that. That was a situation too. So you've been having this kind of harassment for a long time. Doesn't matter what kind of work you're in. It doesn't matter any of that. You should not be to a point that you're nervous and scared and harassed every time you make a step. So you have to start getting some homeboys. And I'm not saying they can't be corporate or any of that, but they need to be a little bit of that and a little bit of that, where you can feel like that you can make a phone call and somebody can protect you. You have to have a couple people around you in place, because when things go on and you need to make a phone call, somebody's going to show up like, nah, bro, not her, or not nobody, but definitely not her. And people need to know that, and they need to know that you have somebody there around you. You have a village. So that's something that I have always created, a village. I have homeboys everywhere. My husband, homeboys, he's met them, cousins, brothers, anybody. And you need that. And if you don't have that, then we need to figure out how to get you that as a woman. And that's it. Because what you're running into, it doesn't matter. And that will happen to you anywhere. Doesn't matter you're in Florida. It happened in Atlanta. I've seen it over and over again with you when we're just out. Yeah. You got to get some people on the ground.
Yeah.
The ground.
Yep.
Because you don't deserve that. And you can't live your life like that in fear, or somebody blocking your door. What is that?
Yeah. That was, parking lot was full. There was a car parked on each side of me. And I was parked up against a wall. So, but there was no one in the parking lot. So he could.
I don't even like that.
God, he wasn't any more crazy than what he was.
Yeah.
It could be different. Yeah.
You need to be protected at all times. And you don't need to be walking around and people just harassing you and touching you. Like when you said somebody touching your face, I'm like, that's against everything that I know.
Yeah, he touched my.
Yeah, that's against everything that I know. And look, I'm not no badass or any of that. I want to be out rough. I'm not even that kind of person. But I know that real men the real men out here wouldn't allow that. And I know that, the brothers, the uncles, I know how your family dynamic is. You might not have that, but you need to get some homeboys and some people around you that love and care about you and that will protect you. That's it. And that doesn't mean everybody's going out fighting, and it's none of that. It just means that people need to show up. And once they you have that aura with you and people know that you with so and so, they'll go ahead and move on and leave you alone, and hopefully not harass another woman like that. That's awful.
Well, I'm glad that you said it though, because sometimes guys are like, "Well, what do you expect?" This is something that kind of gets on my nerves is when they say, "Well, what do you expect with the way you look?" I'm like, I expect to not be harassed.
You
I
can't help
expect
the way you look. You're a beautiful woman.
I appreciate that you find me attractive or whatever, but have enough dick etiquette to control your you know what I'm saying?
Day is crazy. Well, girl, because I was getting ready to go on a whole emotional tangent, so I'm glad you switched that up. So no, we're not doing that. Next question.
Like
Lord.
get yourself.
Yeah.
You're yourself. Hold your composure. Like, really?
Stop being so thirsty. It's okay. Everybody is not for everybody. You can't make anybody like you or want to get your number or date you. I mean, that sounds like all these, Lifetime movie shows and shows that we've seen that, that have gone on, or they make up these shows about people stalking and somebody in your house and all that. That's crazy. Or somebody buy your car and
Drives me crazy too is when people say, "Well, you're wearing shorts to the gym. What do you expect?" I don't have my booty cheeks hanging out when I wear shorts. They might be short, but I don't have my booty cheeks hanging out. And I just feel like regardless of what a woman wears, now I do feel like, yeah, you're going to create more attention. Some men may stare at you if you walk in the gym and your cheeks are hanging out of your shorts. You should expect that you're going to get some stares and some looks. But I just don't feel like anyone should be stalked and harassed to the degree that I was. Like, to me, I feel like that's just unacceptable.
it's a lot of creeps out here. Creep, 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 creep.
But, I don't walk around with shorts that short.
What doesn't, well, the creeps are out.
Yeah. And see, and when people blame me, they're like, "Well, what do you expect?" It becomes me. Why don't you wear more? And I'm glad you said that, because after I had my daughter, I used to go to the gym with baggier clothes on. I'd wear, looser leggings. Not, they weren't even leggings. They were like joggers and bigger t-shirts. And still got harassed. Still
Well,
got
that's what they do with beautiful women. Not some of them, but the creeps. You're just running in, you're just creeps. You just be careful, because I know you have a platform. You just have to be careful and carry.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I have several things that I carry on me besides that,
Perfect. Then that's good.
that I can grab. Okay, back to the top. Thank you for saying that, Mocha. I appreciate you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Why, you're my sister. Um. So, back to what we were saying is ways that women tell men no without telling them no is they will, sometimes women will give you that awkward laugh and they'll never
Mm-hmm.
answer the question or whatever you're saying. That's her saying no.
Or just the way girl that's just going to tell you get the.
If she's not directly
That's
telling,
not right though.
but some women aren't brave enough to just directly say no.
Yeah.
So tell when she's saying, she's just kind of, she never says, "Yeah, sure, I'd love to go out with you." If she starts just giggling, that's a no. That means she's not interested. Keep it moving.
But they probably already get it though. The energy tells you that this person is probably not, well,
They,
everybody's not that, but it
don't get.
should tell you this person's they don't get it. Well,
Oh,
okay.
some. Yeah, I come across it still today,
Yeah. Okay.
and I do. I realized that I sometimes do that awkward laugh, and I'm like, because some guys don't know how to just come out and ask, so they like beat around the bush. They go around the bush. Oh, so I have this really nice house, and I have get-togethers sometimes, and yeah, and they're really asking you if you want to come, but instead of just directly saying, "Hey, you want to come over to my house? I have these parties on the weekends. I live near the beach," or whatever. This happened with a guy. Instead of him just directly asking me, he beat around the bush. "Oh yeah, so I have parties at my house on the weekends. And yeah, I live right on the beach. It's a great view. And he's just going on and on and on. And I'm listening to him. And I'm like, I know this is his way of asking me. He's hoping that I'll say, oh, I'd love to come sometime, you know. But I didn't because I wasn't interested. So I just said, oh, that's great. Good. I bet your house is beautiful. That was my way. I'm telling you this long drawn out story and painting the picture to say that was my way of saying no, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Just let them down easy.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll do one last one.
Bream says sometimes being doesn't always work. It's true.
Okay, here's one on my list. Women, this is a good one. Women, we always say we want men to be honest, right? Be honest with us. But a lot of men feel like they can't be completely transparent and honest because they're afraid of how we're going to react. Like when it comes to cheating, for example. So what do you wish men knew about honesty and lying?
Well, let me say what I first think that some women should create a safe space. I think we need to start creating safe space for our men to feel like they can come and be honest, right? I'm not saying everybody may not be honest, so honest or cheater or whatever else people have going on, but I think that there is no safe space. I think the safe space is their mother's house, their grandmother's house, or their maybe a homegirl that they're close with. And maybe it's the reaction that they get if they try to maybe be vulnerable at times that they're getting from certain women, that it's not loving and nurturing and having some kind of compassion and empathy for people. It's just la 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 la, or you should have did this, or this is this, this is this is this. And that's not what we should be doing. So I think we back out of the question. I just think we should try to create safe spaces. That doesn't mean we don't do it. It's not all women, it's all women, not all women. But I think now more than ever, men need to have a safe space within a relationship, with a homegirl, somebody they're dating. It needs to be a safe space so they can be vulnerable in that space and be able to allow them to be honest, whether you're going to agree, it's going to be good, some of it's going to be good or bad. I'm just saying the safe space is what they need. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's a great point. Absolutely. Yeah, on both sides. Yep.
Yeah, on both sides, but particularly for our men.
Yeah.
For me, I think when you start creating those safe spaces.
Mm-hmm. Well, when it comes to cheating, I think regardless of how safe of a space she may have created, that is one thing to be ashamed of. Even though she's created the safe space, he might feel like he will lose her if he's honest with her that he cheated. What do you know?
Yeah, I think but cheating is if you're cheating in a monogamous relationship, then that's a selfish act. So you have to start doing the self-work and being accountable. Right? Every action is a reaction. There's a cause and effect. So if you cheat, chances are you get caught. If you're in a monogamous relationship, this person will leave you. So why even do it? Or why, like, if you don't want to be in that relationship, why continue to lead that person on? Well, they lead the person on because they still want that person selfishly, and then they want what they want on the outside. It's the whole selfishness of it all for me. I mean, I don't believe in cheating. I believe in being in a monogamous relationship. I don't believe in any other stuff that they're doing. Threesomes, whatever floats people boat, that's them. And I'm not knocking it. It's just not what I want to do. I want to have a one-person relationship, being a monogamous relationship. It doesn't mean that things may not happen in that, right? But cheating is something that I wouldn't tolerate, and cheating is something that I wouldn't do. I'm loyal. I would rather get out of a relationship than cheat on somebody. I think that's the ultimate, like, disrespect. And I also think now, again, the temperature of the world is different. Cheating is different. I mean, people are dying over being cheated on, finding out, you know, mistresses are being found, you know, dead. I mean, it's just a lot going on. So why do it? Why put somebody else in a situation, right? Why hurt someone's feelings that much? Why take that risk if this is somebody you said you loved and cared about? Why? That's the selfish act. So then just say, look, I don't want to do it with you anymore. I just want to do this. But people want the best of both. That's just me. I mean, that's just my thought on it.
I agree with you. I think
I
there's
don't condone cheating.
I definitely think there's that element, but I also think there's other situations where sometimes they don't want to cheat, but they end up cheating because of months and months and months and months of neglect from their partner. Now, I'm not saying that it was okay that they cheated.
Mm-hmm.
They could, you know, let's take Sex in the City, the show, the series. I don't know if you've seen it.
I never watched it that much. Hold on, I'm listening to you. I gotta make a run. Go ahead.
But
And listen.
one of the couple on the show was Steve and Miranda. They were, and Miranda didn't have sex with Steve for several months. She was working around the clock. She's tired, just not in the mood. And he kept coming to her. You know, he wasn't like coming at her in a, you know, you need to fuck me tonight, you know, in a demanding way. He was one of those more, he was very much a gentleman. But after months and months of going to her and getting turned away emotionally, getting turned away sexually, and then they're married, he doesn't want to leave her because he loves her. But he had a weak moment from a woman who started giving him attention. He was a bartender on the show. And one of the women that showed up to the bar, she's giving him all this attention that he's not getting at home. So he ends up when I think he would probably not normally cheat if he was getting this love and attention at home. I don't think he would have cheated because that was just not in his character, but he had a weak moment and he broke down after months of neglect. So in that situation, I'm not saying that it was okay for him to cheat, but I also feel like she was the one that was selfish in that situation by continually neglecting his needs. So I don't know, fellas, what do you think? Again, I'm not saying that he should have cheated. And people are quick to say, just leave, just leave. You know, it's not always that easy to just leave, especially when you're married. You know, if you have never been married and gone through a divorce, it's easy for you to say, oh, just leave, because you've never been married and divorced. So it's easier to say it when you haven't actually experienced that life experience. But so that situation, I felt bad for him because I felt like she was the one that was being selfish. You know, here he is coming to her, pleading with her. You know, he was just trying to look for some sort of connection with her, and she just turning him down month after month after month. And then he he actually was honest with her and admitted to her that he cheated because he felt so guilty about it. So he's truly a good guy, right? But he had a human reaction in a weak moment of weakness from getting neglect from his partner for so long, and he broke down, cheated on her,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Mm-hmm.
told her that he cheated because he's still trying to make it work with
Mm-hmm.
her. She was so
Mm-hmm.
angry, resented him, shut him out. She was already shutting him out. She shut him out even more. She didn't see how she up in the relationship. So in my opinion, in that situation specifically, I felt like one. And I could
Yeah, I
understand.
mean, there's so many. Yeah, it's 1,000 different scenarios and situations. So you definitely have to be in those situations to know how it would go, because you know you have to know the people that you're dealing with. I say if you wanted, but if you were in a monogamous relationship, if you were married or not, I mean, yeah, it's not. Marriages are easy to get to and hard to get out of, and maybe it's a marriage worth fighting for, but that's up to those two people if they want it bad enough, right? Because nobody should be inside anybody's house in their marriages. That's the other problem. There's just so much of people's businesses out here. I don't even think celebrities' business should be our business, with those on in their house, who they're dating, all that kind of. It doesn't matter, like, you know. And we're so caught up with that. and then some of that you take into your own household. But like you said, it's a scenario. She was neglecting him. If she feels like she was neglecting him and that was going on, and they've had that conversation and they agreed that she was going to stick in it and they agreed they was going to work it out, then who the hell am I?
Yeah.
Work it out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, work it out. I mean, leaving is difficult. Somebody that you love, you have kids, it's different. You know, but I don't know if that one cheating if that's going to turn into being a serial cheater, or, you know, you may feel like that's the way to go. I don't know. It's everybody's scenario is different. So you can't really say what I said you should leave, but it's not easy to leave. You just have to be in those situations to find out, you know, which way you would take it. Because I mean, outside looking in, obviously people are like, oh, you should leave, but we don't know. These are two people that love each other. We don't know.
Yeah.
I can't say I'm gonna pack up and leave. Maybe you have a baby.
Mm. What do you have to say about this one, Mocha? William Henry, he said, I had a woman who wanted to leave me because I looked at another woman. She thought I was having sexual thoughts.
Yeah. Well, men are visual creatures. They're gonna look. There's nothing wrong with that. Even if he had a thought, that's his thought.
Yeah.
Because I might have a thought too. Because Tony might be coming down the street. And I might see Tony, and Tony chest might be pumping, his arms might be bigger, he might be 6'5", he might be boring. I'm like, wow. I got a thought.
Yep.
So the thought can run two ways. So you had a thought, I had a thought, and we just go home together and have thoughts. That's it.
Yeah, we take it out on each other.
Yeah, because you be thinking about Mary or whatever her name is, and I just saw Tony, because you know I give people names all the time. So I saw Tony, you saw Mary.
Tony and Mary.
You had a thought, I had a thought. We went home and we had thoughts together. Next.
Not Tony. Bring it in, Tony. Bring it in for the kill.
Because that's not a big deal. That's nothing to be like, we got bigger fish to fry than to be worried about somebody looking at each other. Listen, if I would be concerned about, you know, when my husband and I go out, there are beautiful women. See, it's not just in America. There are beautiful women all around the world. Yeah. I'm saying drop dead gorgeous. And beautiful men as well. So you have to be secure within yourself, secure within your relationships. So let them look. They got to look all the time. I mean, you know, let them look. And we got to get out of that. Let them look. Now, if he's staring and he's like, well, damn, you know, all that, that's a problem. But if the man just, because see, this is what they do now. It's the trick. If you walk, this is the trick. You know men do this. Let me tell you what they do. If you walking down let's say you're walking down the block, it's you and him, right? Either he may trail a little behind you where you're trailing up, or he's going to trail in front of you. Either way, he's going to get in a position where like he's fake, like he saw something. So they do this. Was that? Did we pass the CVS right the next block? Because they gotta see her. They gotta see her.
They think we don't know.
We know that. We know that move already. The block, and it's a CVS. They take a couple of steps and they turn. I'm like, what the hell are they looking? Because nothing back there but like buildings and trees. There's nothing back there. What's back there? But I know what you're doing, so go ahead. So I know that already. So I say, let them look. It doesn't matter. As long as they don't stare and all that, let them look.
One time I went to Hooters with an ex of mine, and we got out to the car, and he purposely left his sunglasses on the table. And he goes, oh, I left my sunglasses on the table. And I sat in the car, and I just thought to myself, you didn't forget your sunglasses. You left them on purpose so you could go back in by yourself and get one more look and see if you can get some woman's attention. Who knows? But in my mind, you know, as the old saying goes, it doesn't matter where you got your appetite from, just as long as you bring it home. Bring it home, baby.
Stare all you want to. Stare all you want to. That little frivolous stuff don't bother me. Stare all you want to. Stare.
Yeah.
Not stare. I'm sorry. Let me back that up because staring is actually rude. But look, you could take a look. Go take a look. It doesn't matter. I mean,
Wait.
you can look because if you're worried about them looking, here's the thing. If you're worried about them looking on the street, what do you think the phone provides? Baby, that's all they can do all day long. They already seeing it. 24/7, 24 hours a day, 365 days in the year. It's all here.
And before the phones, they were sneaking Hustler magazine, Playboy, and whatever other magazines are out.
They got fake apps. They can text on, all kinds of stuff going on. So if you're worried about him looking back, you got a lot of bigger fish to fry than somebody walking down the street and him turning, breaking his neck trying to look at her. Go ahead and look.
I was
that
like,
don't bother me.
I suggested going to Hooters. So when he said he left his sunglasses behind, I was like, did you really think I was going to fall for that? Like, I was the one that suggested we go to Hooters. So obviously I know you.
Yeah, everybody look. Everybody look. Everybody, you look, I look, we look the same time. Just and going home. We all looking.
And sometimes I'll say, let's go because I want you to have an appetite when we get home. Sometimes it's for my own selfish reasons.
Mm-hmm. See, you said it's for your own selfish reason. Yeah, everybody can look. We all looking. Everybody, what are we doing? If somebody says somebody can't look, then what? I saw something that said what the man can't see unless they squint. They squint.
Oh, let's see. Oh, what if the man can't see unless they squint? Well, hopefully your partner knows that.
Glasses, contacts.
Someone has a question. Shouts out to Tehran. Hey, Tehran, are you still there? He said, is it cheating really, or is it tactless behavior? Meaning the spouse provides all required needs to their mate with no behavioral patterns or indicators of anything otherwise. Just asking. I guess
It's probably a little.
Yeah, I'm not sure I understand the question fully.
It was a tactless behavior. Yeah, it's probably a little bit of both.
I think he's talking about the other guy that said that he was accused of cheating because he was looking at that.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's not. I mean, not in my book, but you have to know your mate. So I can't say how she felt, and I don't know what went on prior to that made her feel a certain way because maybe she's feeling a certain way because of prior things that have gone on. So shout out to the women's movement. I can't say it any other way. So maybe there's some things that have gone on and that made her feel that way. So that's when we go back to provide. What did we say earlier? Not just protecting, providing, but making them feel secure, comfortable, all that kind of stuff. And it's on both ends, but maybe she has some insecurities because of that. I mean, we all have them. It's just which ones do we have?
Yeah. Yeah, and there's levels to it. It's happened to me. I was in a relationship with a guy. He was like, come on, let's go over to my homeboy's house. We go over to his homeboy's house, sitting on the sofa. His homeboy is sitting across from us. His homeboy is telling us a story about something that happened. So I'm just looking at him, listening to the story. I am not attracted to his homeboy in any way, shape, or form. We get out of his place. We get ready to go. We get in the car, and my boyfriend at that time was angry, like, why the fuck? And dude's name happened to be Tyrone. His friend's name happened to be Tyrone. You were... Why were you staring at Tyrone so hard? What, you attracted to him? And I'm sitting there thinking, what in the fuck? Like, is that what you were thinking the whole time we were in there? Your homeboy's telling a story. Of course I'm going to look at him while he's telling the story. You want me to look the other direction when someone's talking to us? Like, so yeah, I couldn't deal with someone like that.
Yeah, that sounds absolutely nuts and psychotic.
Yeah,
so I'm glad you didn't deal with that. You gotta start scanning the brains because we don't know. Scan the brains before you get it.
Then I had another ex. We went to the club together. We're standing in a section, and I just happened to be looking, I'm standing in the direction the way the booth is facing. There's a wall behind me. I have no choice but to look ahead of me, right? When we leave the club, this is a different ex. He's accusing me of staring at some guy, like one of the promoters in there. And I'm like, who? I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, I saw you staring at such and such. And I'm like, when was I staring at him? When we were standing in the section. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Like,
Oh man, no. I would just got some big bifocals and came up the next time so he can know I'm not really staring at people. I just can't see, and blow them up to like the 10th degree and go out so I can see everybody. Everybody just looks like they right here. Like, that's crazy. That's just crazy. Yeah, you gotta stay away from the crazy people. Gotta get away. I don't know. It's just that. Yeah, it's just their own insecurity. So what people are doing now is just projecting that on you, and it has nothing to do with you. It's all about what they're insecure, and we're all insecure about things as human beings. But when people start acting out on those insecurities and projecting that on you, that's the problem.
Yeah,
that's the real problem, because you have to deal with your own issues. It's not my issues; it's your issues. Somebody said, "Play when a woman's fed up."
In those two situations, I wasn't even doing anything. I was really just clueless. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, because it's not about you, it's about him. He's just projecting that on you.
Yeah, it was a red flag for sure, because he ended up being crazy.
Yep, insane. I remember.
There's levels to insecurities, we all have some insecurities to some degree, but there's levels to it. So fellas, if you have a woman that is that insecure, where every woman you look at, she's jumping down your throat thinking you're having sexual thoughts, and you decide to stay in a relationship with that type of woman, all I'm going to say to you is best of luck. I hope she's not the kind.
People get to the point that you think that that what somebody is thinking in their brain, and that has to be that thought because you said it and you assumed that. Somebody has a question.
This is a good one. Shouts out to images of me. If a man is not jealous, is that a turnoff? Mocha?
I wouldn't necessarily say it's a turnoff. Jealous. I wouldn't want anybody so jealous, though. I mean, I think as partners, you have a little boundary where you like, okay. I don't think that's jealous. I think that's just having a boundary. I think somebody jealous would probably be a turnoff for me. I wouldn't want a jealous person because they're going to be jealous of your family. They're going to be jealous of your friends. You're going to be in some little bubble by yourself. You know how the jealousy thing works. They want to isolate you and all that. So that's a turn. Yes. That question is a turnoff for me personally.
Yeah.
I don't want to live like that.
I think there's levels to it. I would prefer someone who's not jealous, but if he gets a little bit jealous over something that, I'm going to use the example. This actually happened. I'm not someone who goes out a lot. I literally go to the gym, grocery store, home. I work from home. And sometimes I take my daughter to the park on the weekends, the dog park. Like, I'm usually within a 5-mile radius of where I live, probably even 3 miles. And on one night, I happened to go out, which was completely out of pattern for me. And I went to meet 2 females that I met here where I live. They wanted to go to happy hour and have dinner. So we went, and happy hour is usually an hour or 2. I was gone for 4 hours, which is out of character for me because I don't go out like that anymore. And so when I got home, they were just like, this was what I thought was cute. And this is the farthest it had ever gone. They never acted anything crazier than this. And they were just like, so you were really at happy hour for 4 hours, And I was like, yeah. And they were like, what's going on at happy hour for 4 hours? And I'm like, well, I'm just getting to know these ladies. So they're telling me their life stories. And then you got to remember there's 3 of us. So, and women like to talk, especially if we're just getting to know each other. So everybody's just chatting away. And next thing I know, time goes by. So they were like, okay. All right. So that was the extent of it. And I thought that was kind of cute that they were You know, I was like, oh, he's a little bit, you know. But what if he did not have that response? Would I be turned off? No, I wouldn't be turned off. If he was just like, oh, did you have a good time? You were out tonight? You had a good time with your girls? And I was like, yep. What'd y'all talk about? You know, and he just made it lighthearted. I wouldn't be turned off if he was not jealous, put it that way. But some women feel like jealousy is a sign of love. And that is a yellow to red flag. If a woman wants you to be jealous and she's doing things to make you jealous, I'm not going to say yellow. That is a red flag, a huge red flag. That's someone who plays games, someone who's manipulative, who tries to get reactions out of you by testing you. That is not someone who is healthy when it comes to relationships, in my opinion. Oh, I think we lost Mocha. Okay. Well, anyway, that is pretty much it anyway, you guys. Thanks for all the questions. These were great questions. So to sum it up, images of me, it's not a turnoff, but it's not a turnoff if you're dealing with a woman who is secure with herself mentally. So keep that in mind. All right, you guys. Well, that's it. Thank you guys for tuning in. You see all my toys over here? Oh my God, I got a big mess to clean up. Look at this. Look at this. I got to put all the toys away. I was a bad girl tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll do a part 2 with Mocha. I'll bring her back. She's amazing. Mocha, if you're watching this, thank you so much for being on here with me tonight. And make sure you guys like the video. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to my channel and share it. I think that it would help a lot of men out. Okay? Thank you guys. I'll see you next Wednesday, same time, same place, 8:30. Okay. Good night.